OMG presents
LARP, live action role playing.
It begins with the summer camp experience.
I started LARPing at about the end of 5th grade when my friends invited me to this weird place where we're doing role play, and I was like, hey, that sounds like something I'd enjoy.
I've been LARPing for 3 years.
I started LARP because my brother had joined.
I joined LARP because I thought it would be like Dungeons and Dragons.
It continues into middle school.
A bunch of people get together as a party, and then they go on quests that have to do with the plot of LARP.
And I guess fantasy is why I joined LARP.
Kept on going to classes within the year because I like the community so much and there are always so many stories.
I stayed in LARP because of the role play, the building things. It couldn't train you to how to do real life.
It helps you grow and mature in high school.
I first joined LARP when I was in 6th grade. I started it out of a summer camp program.
I first joined the LARP club at Arlington in 6th grade. I don't know, I found it really fun kind of because I was one of those kids that really liked fantasy books, adventure books, Harry Potter, stuff like that.
Because it's like a whole new thing. It's like learning a new game. It's like learning to play chess.
I feel like that community has supported me over the years. I found a lot of my closest friends through LARP.
I also found that as I grew up, I'd get more responsibility within the community. And
one thing that we as high schoolers do, we write some events for the younger kids to go to. So we write them some stories, plot out some scenes for them to play through. It's helped my writing improve a lot personally.
And that's given me a lot of valuable experience as I also teach martial arts on other days. So it helps me to learn and apply different things from two different settings towards each other. So I'm learning how to work with kids from all variety of age groups, and since I want to, in my future, become a teacher, it's helping me figure out that and gain some experience in that field before I move off to college.
I feel like working with LARP has helped me get interested in education, which is definitely a career path I could take.
It gives you an edge in college.
I started LARPing in 10th grade.
I've been doing LARP for, I believe, 9 years at this point.
And I've been LARPing for 11 years now.
I had a really distinctive experience as I was making this transition when I was applying for colleges, because I started listing out all of the things that I had started to do because of LARP. And I started putting all this together on my college applications, and I actually got a letter back from the University of Rochester that said,
Learning about your experience as a member of the LARP Adventure Program convinced me you have better days and triumphs ahead to stand out and grow here.
And as I worked together with my friends, I was able to form more bonds that way and learn how to lead, how to organize things. And those are some skills that I've definitely carried on into some of my college work.
I became an assistant instructor, and now I am an instructor at LARP Adventure Program. So went all the way up. Now I teach LARP, I run events, I direct events, I write them. My specific specialty is field mechanics, which is a fancy word for the actual combat of LARP.
And even though I've gone to college, I'm still a part of this community because of what it's meant to my development of my skills and my ability to interact with other people.
I've learned how to make costumes, I've learned how to cook through this program partially, I've learned how to write plot and design puzzles and make scenic backdrops and act, and both verbally and physically, which is something that I specialize in. And I've learned how to fight, I've learned martial arts, I've learned how to design curriculums, every single skill imaginable. The overriding theme of my LARP experience is that there is no one theme, is that I've learned how to do everything, and that it's taught me how to think critically, how to roll with the punches.
It shapes your personal and professional life.
Then I was teaching at Sparhawk School in 2002, and I was running the Dungeons and Dragons Club, and 2 of my students said, "Hey, Eric, there's this thing called LARP, it's this come to life." And I was like, "What? Tell me more." And we went to go to Craythorne 2002, and I was so blown away by the experience. And I could see such potential for what I was trying to do with all of my skills and where I could bring them forward into this combat adventure gaming environment. And so from that point forward, I actually didn't even go to any other LARPs. I just went to the drawing table and started designing a LARP curriculum because I knew how to teach martial arts, I knew how to teach theater, I knew how to teach gaming, and I started designing a way to bring it all together and go on adventures. So LARP is, personally to me, is one of the most profound art experiences that I've ever seen. It's a mind-blowing immersive experience, and nothing else that I've seen really lives up to that art. Professionally, LARP for me is the most amazing teaching tool there is.
And so now I don't work for the LARP company anymore. I handed off my responsibilities. They're still doing really awesome things, and I visit events. But I've taken a completely different turn, and I work for a non-profit organization that does health work in Africa. And throughout my 2 years in this nonprofit, I keep getting this question asked of me. It's like, how do you know how to do this so well? How do you have such experience with putting together an employee handbook? How do you have such experience running, all of our Excel sheets for our financial management software? Where did you get all of this event logistics experience? And every time I answer LARP. The last thing I think I want to share is something really special that happened just a few months ago. In my life, I've been to a few weddings, but I've never before been invited to a LARP wedding. And that happened to me in December. These 2 friends, dear friends of mine who I met through LARPing, were getting married, and they wanted to do something very different. And so they told us, we're going to have a wedding that's a LARP, and a LARP that's a wedding.
Because LARP is forever.